All right, so this is a demonstration of how I feed kittens. These kittens have been fed now by hand for almost exactly 2 weeks. I think this is a Wednesday morning, and I actually took them on a Thursday morning. And, uh-oh, we have the monster dog is still in the house. Well, that adds to the chaos.
Nanny Elsa.
Yeah. And she's really, really good at washing faces. So from that perspective, I don't mind too much. But she's also a real pain in the neck because she wants that milk. I've gotten to the point where I don't always feed them all together anymore because they're getting big enough and wild enough that it's really hard. And I did feed them a little bit earlier, just a little bit, so they wouldn't be quite so nutsy when I did this. One of the reasons I like to feed them as a group is because it affords a lot of handling of each kitten. So as they wander off and try to make their escape, they get picked up and set down, picked up and set down. They're being handled, and they're not necessarily being coddled. You know, if they're heading off the wrong direction, they might be suddenly grabbed so that they don't take a headfirst tumble.
But then they're not skittish.
Then they're not skittish. Now, Kayla, who's doing the holding of the camera this time, likes to feed one at a time, which is easier, and I can certainly understand the point. And I'm to the point now where I'm usually feeding 3 and then 2, just because they can get pretty wild sometimes. We sometimes have little wars going on where 2 kittens fight with each other. And of course in the real world, speaking of which, here we go. This is a battle of survival, and every breeder who's ever watched newborn kittens can tell you that there's times where 2 newborns with their eyes closed and they can't see, the 2 of them are fighting for 1 nipple, and there's a whole bunch of nipples right next to there that they don't see, that don't have anybody attached to them. But in the world of survival, you eat or you die. Elsa's decided to give me a break here. Uh-oh. Battle time. So anyway, this just gives you an idea. It's time consuming. I tend to feed by hand like this until the kittens are almost 2 months old, at which time I usually just throw up my hands in despair and say I can't keep doing it. It's so time consuming to feed them as they get bigger like that. But I consider this a critical part of socialization, so that when these kittens go into new homes, they are really, really human acclimated and really, really ready to be an awesome pet. Go ahead, Sal.
I can see now where it really helps feeding them all like that at the same time, though, to not be scared, you know, the way you're picking them up. I had to really think about it for a while, but it makes a lot of sense.
You can stop.